everyone, and welcome to Stories from the Farm at Cold Creek Farm. So glad you could join us today. Today, our story is going to be The Most Wonderful Egg in the World by Helm Hine. But before that, I wanted you to meet the chickens at Cold Creek Farm. And as you can see, there's some beautiful eggs here. Now, when you go to gather eggs, if there's more than one in a nest, it's called a clutch of eggs. And today we've gathered eggs, and we have our fine friends right here with us. And they're going to enjoy, and I hope you do too, the story of The Most Wonderful Egg in the World by Helm Hine. Once upon a time, and it was a long time ago, there were 3 hens. They were always quarreling and arguing about which one was the most beautiful. As you can see, we have beautiful chickens and a beautiful rooster here. Let's meet these. This is Dottie. Dottie had the most beautiful feathers. Stocky had the most beautiful legs. And Plumie had the most beautiful crest, just like Mr. Rooster. Since they could not settle their argument, they decided to go ask the king. When they got to the palace, the king said, "What you can do is better than what you look like. So whichever one of you will lay the most wonderful egg, I will make a princess." All the hens followed the king out to the yard, and Dottie was the first to settle down. She groomed her beautiful feathers. She sat down in the grass, and before long she cackled and stood up. Everyone was speechless, for there lay an egg that was perfect and spotless in size. It was perfectly shaped. It was polished, just like these eggs. Look how perfectly shaped and beautiful these eggs are. Well, that was Dottie, and she laid the most perfect egg. And the king clapped his hands and said, "Oh, that is indeed the most perfect egg I've ever seen." Next, it was Stocky's turn, and everyone felt a little bit sorry for Stocky because how could you lay a more perfect egg? But Stocky settled down, and soon she stood up, and there lay an egg so big that even an ostrich would be jealous. "My," said the king, "I've never seen such a big egg." And all the hens nodded in agreement. Wow, so now we have a perfectly shaped egg, a big egg, and it was Plumie's turn. Everyone really felt sorry for Plumie. How could you lay a more perfect or bigger egg? It was impossible. Well, Plumie went out, settled herself down, and in no time at all stood up. Everyone was amazed, for there lay an egg that will be talked about for 100 years. It was a square egg. Yes, it was a square egg with different colors on every side of the cube. Wow, the king said, "That's the most fantastic egg I've ever seen." Well, have you ever seen a square egg? Well, now the king had to decide which was the most wonderful egg. Would it be our perfectly shaped egg? Will it be Stocky's big egg? Or would it be Plumie's very unusual square egg? What do you think, chickens? Well, the king could not decide which was the most wonderful egg, so he said they all are, and he made all 3 princesses. And from then on, Dottie and Stalky and Plumie became the best of friends. They never quarreled again. And they did go on laying extraordinary eggs. And as you look at the picture, look at the sun. Does it look like an egg? I think it does. And these are beautiful eggs. Thank you, hens, and thank you, Mr. Rooster, for being in our story time. I've hoped you have enjoyed the most wonderful egg in the world. And thank you so much for joining us today at Coal Creek Farms. Hope you have a great rest of the day and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Stories from the Farm. Bye-bye.